terminally ill. Every one of them believe that the secret of life is just to live every moment.
Yeah, I've heard that. Meanwhile, I'm here with you in a parking garage in Jersey.
Welcome to my home city, New Brunswick, New Jersey. I've been living here for about 3 years, and I truly love this little city. From its lively bar streets to its insane collection of every culture's food, and an extremely walkable college campus. Aside from those other good things, there are parks and fun historical places. New Brunswick also has a problem, and it's a big concrete and steel problem. New Brunswick has great housing density. Pair that with the trains on the Northeast Corridor and the Rutgers and NJ Transit buses, and you have a fantastic city by North American standards. But being North America, New Brunswick comes with institutionally big problems. And by big, I mean parking garages. Big, ugly parking garages. Apartment buildings that sit on podiums of car. Sometimes the ugliness is hidden well, but we can still see it lurking beneath. Parking garages are the city equivalent of bad NPC writing in video games. You don't notice them at first, but once you pick up on the lazy writing and planning, it increasingly ruins the experience. In North America, parking garages are generally hailed as a success over conventional surface parking lot. But that's a lot like saying, "Ah yes, the solid turd is definitely better than the diarrhea." Yes, it's a correct statement, but if that's your vision of the future, it's lazy and incredibly car-brained. Let me explain. See this parking garage under this apartment building? All of that space where the parking garage is, you could just build more apartments, or maybe put offices there, or maybe put a grocery store. You could put anything there. If you build everything close together and have all amenities accessible via walking or biking, why even need an area to park a car in the first place? Oh, but now you're going to say, what about the people that need to park somewhere for their jobs? Well, if you build dense enough housing, people can just live close to their jobs and walk and bike. I know, crazy concept. Or maybe your job is in the same building because the developer was smart enough to build an apartment building and office building combo. Ah yes, my commute is from the 11th floor to the 2nd floor, such a long and arduous commute. Also, to add to this, North America is going through a massive housing crisis right now. Rents are up, mortgages are being refinanced, and all of the resources that are going into building extra parking garages could just be more efficiently used in the first place to build housing anyway. Come on. Plus, in a place like New Jersey, where public transit is actually decent, you really don't need to own a car if you live in a walkable city. If you build dense, walkable, and bikeable cities with transit at its core, trains become the way to travel long distances. And it's a lot more relaxing than having to drive through traffic for an hour or two. Plus, if you actually care about the climate, all of these things build a more sustainable city. Cars really do suck, and no, electric cars and autonomous bullshit ain't gonna save us. I have an entire video on the topic here. Speaking of terrible car things, parking garages, like all car infrastructure, is suicidal. Parking garages love to destroy themselves faster than any other type of building. Water intrusion, the freeze-thaw cycle, sea air, and road salt absolutely wreak havoc on reinforced concrete. Here are a few fun images of all the crumbling and falling apart parking garages that aren't even that old. But the fact that car infrastructure sucks is kinda low-tier urbanist energy. We all kinda know that they suck, but even if you don't notice personally, your brain does. I want to talk about Nimbys quickly, the not in my backyard people. Nimbys famously block housing with saying things like, "That apartment building will ruin the look of our neighborhood, oh my god." But those are the same Nimbys that will still be incredibly hypocritical because they'll allow something like a parking garage to be built. And I don't know about you, but I don't find parking garages to be architectural wonders. Let's take a real-life example. This is beautiful St. Augustine, Florida, one of Florida's oldest cities, but also the home to some of the most anti-housing Nimbys in the country. The Nimbys mainly cite that building new housing would ruin the historic nature of the city. But let's look at an overview of the city. Oh, what's that over there? That kind of looks like a parking garage. That's not very historic, nor is it probably that nice looking compared to an apartment building. Oh, but don't worry guys, we got it covered. It's a historic parking garage. And there you have it. Parking garages are the last nail in the coffin that most Nimbys have absolutely no ground to stand on when they block housing projects. But anyway, back to New Brunswick. Yeah, I think New Brunswick has a stupid amount of parking garages, and I especially hate the ones close to the train station. But I should say that New Brunswick has been improving with their building applications. Here are two newer student apartment buildings. Both have minimal parking compared to the previous buildings shown. These are good examples of how to build good mixed-use apartment buildings. Alongside of those, New Brunswick has also been approving other developments with less parking too. I hope that this trend continues, because otherwise it really will be the city of empty parking garages. Thanks for watching! Please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. And always thanks to my Patreons for keeping these videos sponsor free. See you in the next one.